Indeed, so tracking the pulse of the polls through the online heartbeat of social media every hour here on The Full View this week. That's what social media expert Yavi Badurai, managing director of Black Box Theory, and I will be doing throughout the course of this election week. Well, national voting got under full swing this morning and picked up very, very quickly, Yavi, with that hashtag after I vote, I expect. And those are some of the tweets that we'll be having a look at this evening.
So that started off this morning at 5 a.m. So people were probably driving to voting stations, doing whatever is necessary to be able to start voting. And that hashtag started as I was up. So I was tracking it from 5 a.m. Interesting. So two sides to it. The first side to it was exceptionally funny. I mean, I was standing in a voting queue much later in the day, kind of having a good laugh at it, because you can imagine what people wanted to be able to say. But then there was the serious side. So generally, the thread of that particular hashtag showed a couple of key themes. And the key themes for that particular hashtag, from a serious perspective, was very much around well, let's look at the funny ones, right?
So this one coming in with that hashtag after voting, I expect about Tuba Mina, about to make it and fix the economy so that we can all chow. These are the lighter hearted ones
yes,
that we saw coming through. Yeah,
there are a few light-hearted ones.
Some also got quite serious, where people really wanted to show what they are expecting with regards to, jobs, whether it came to unemployment, whether it came to education, specifically from a lot of young people with the social presence.
So you talk about that, and a lot of the graduate aspect came through in terms of where, I mean, this is RDP housing, and look, he's making a joke, but the RDP housing thing comes through very strongly. The land issue came through very, very strongly in relation to this particular tweet. But there was also, so education, crime. Dealing with crime came through very, very clearly.
This one's related to education. Let's read this. People who graduated under a certain qualification to lead in the department related to it were tired of people who did sports being ministers of finance. Ooh, that's some shade coming in from Emmanuel. So these are just some of the tweets that we have been seeing. And of course, this hashtag picked up relatively early in the morning.
Very early, as I was saying, it picked up at about 5 this morning, and it got very strong at about 12 o'clock today, because remember, the biggest part of, or the masses start very, very early, the moment the voting stations open. So people were standing there kind of going, well, what do I expect after I make my mark? The other aspect of it is psychologically, is that we look at it in terms of, for the past few weeks, all we have seen is vote for, and fill in the blanks in terms of the political parties. This was a case of putting it on its head and saying, this is what I expect from you now.
Yeah. Well, the president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, took to social media today. In fact, he took to Instagram. He went on Instagram Live with SA personality Bonang Matheba to urge people to vote. Let's have a look at that video. All right, we are going to wait for that video to come up. So that was also quite funny, actually, seeing the president engage with Bonang. I believe at the time she was in the car when they did that live media crossing. And we spoke about this yesterday, saying that political parties hadn't necessarily used the different aspects of social media. And could this possibly have been something that had been done before?
And that becomes the key question, is that why didn't they do more of this earlier?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Let's have a look at the video. Is it up?
Yeah, Mr. Preezy, I'm like very woke. So I'm telling all my fans to vote and go out and wake up. That's okay.
Okay. Go vote. Thank you so much. Wonderful.
Say hi to everyone, Mr. President, before you go. Say hi.
Bye-bye. She's very excited.
Bye.
She's very excited.
Hey, everybody. Okay, Limoni, Mr. President, Mr. Preezy, y'all better do your feezies. Oh, grrr. The entire Republic, President of the Republic of South Africa.
All right, there you have it from Bonang and Mr. Preezy urging voters to vote this morning. I'm going to cross it over to the other side of the desk with Tepiso as well as Criselda.
Well, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I didn't get a call from anybody telling me to go out and vote. And he didn't only speak to Bonang. He spoke to AKA. He spoke to DJ Tira. And they were all so surprised. And the interaction was quite, as they would say, lit.
You know what is interesting? A friend of mine in Uganda actually tweeted that, that is the epitome of being an influencer.
Yeah.
If a president calls you on the day of election to say, go out and vote, you make the cut.